In a quiet little village where the river bent just so, lived a washerman and his donkey. They were a team. The man would scrub clothes until his knuckles were raw, and his donkey, patient as a stone, would carry the heavy, wet bundles back home. They worked from sunrise to sunset, a familiar pair, but their labor brought them little comfort. Their pockets and their stomachs were often empty. One evening, resting under a sprawling banyan tree, the washerman sighed. The clink of a few coins in his palm, a sad, small sound. "So much work," he muttered to the donkey, "for so little." His gaze drifted over his companion's dusty gray coat, and a sly, mischievous thought popped into his mind. "What if," he whispered, his eyes gleaming, "you weren't a donkey at all?" He leaned in close. I'll paint you with stripes, just like a tiger. Then at night, the farmers will see you and run for their lives, and you can graze in their lush fields for free." The washerman chuckled, delighted with his own cleverness. The donkey simply tilted its head, unconcerned with tigers, but very interested in the idea of lush fields. The next day, the transformation began. With a bucket of yellow paint and a pot of black tar, the washerman turned his humble donkey into a fearsome-looking beast. The stripes were a bit wobbly, but from a distance, in the dark, it was convincing enough. The donkey cut its reflection in the river's mirror-like surface and let out a surprised, proud bray, as if to say, "My, I look rather grand." That night, the washerman led his tiger to the edge of the village's richest field. As predicted, a farmer spotted the striped silhouette in the shadows. "Tiger!" he shrieked, dropping his lantern. "Run for your lives!" The village erupted in chaos. Doors slammed, windows were barred, and amidst the panic, the painted donkey munched peacefully on the sweetest, tenderest grass it had ever known. For many nights, the ruse continued. The washerman grew smug, his coin purse a little heavier from the savings. The donkey grew fat and happy, a king in his borrowed stripes. But with a full belly and no consequences, the donkey grew careless. He began to believe in his own disguise. He started to forget the simple, important fact of who he was. One evening, while feasting under the moonlight, he heard a familiar sound in the distance, the lonely call of other donkeys. A wave of excitement washed over him. He wanted to call back, to tell them of his good fortune, to connect with his own kind. Forgetting his costume entirely, he lifted his head, filled his lungs, and let out the loudest, most joyous sound a donkey can make. Hee-haw! Hee-haw! The bray sliced through the silent night, echoing across the valley. In their homes, the hiding villagers froze. A child whispered, "Papa, tigers don't sound like that." A farmer peeked through his shutters. "Wait, tigers don't bray." The truth dawned on them like a sudden sunrise. That's no tiger, that's a donkey covered in paint. Fear instantly curdled into outrage. They grabbed sticks, shovels, anything they could find, and stormed out into the night. The donkey, seeing the torchlit mob, panicked. He galloped back to the washerman's hut, the angry villagers hot on his heels. "So this was your pathetic trick?" a woman shouted, pointing at the ridiculous striped creature. The washerman, trembling, saw his dishonest plan crumble around him. "Forgive me," he pleaded. "I was greedy." He lost more than his free grazing that night. He lost the trust of his neighbors. He and his donkey were chased away, their con exposed to the world. And so, as they returned to the simple, honest work of washing and carrying clothes, the donkey learned that pretending to be something you are not, no matter how grand the disguise, can only bring trouble. The stripes wash off, but the truth remains. And it's always better to be an honest donkey than a fraud of a tiger.